Hey YouTube, it's Money Mike 23 here, and you're watching my newest segment called Brand New. In this segment, we'll have reviews of the newest set that comes out and different cards that help the set shape our competitive meta. Today is going to be about Hidden Arsenals 3. The cards we're reviewing today are Fabled Leviathan, Fabled Cruse, Fabled Dragon, Gungnir, and Neteria Barkion. So first, let's start with Neteria Barkion. Neteria Barkion's effect is, while this card is face up on the field, you can remove from play 2 cards in your graveyard to negate the activation of a trap card and destroy it. This card's really helpful in a lot of matchups, such as if you're playing against X-Sabers, stops their Gotham Z call, against Blackwing, stops their Icarus attack, and so on. The one drawback is you can't negate spell speed 3 effects because Neteria Barkion is a spell speed 2, so even though it says you can negate the activation of a trap card, you still cannot negate spell speed 3 counter traps. So you couldn't be able to negate Solemn Warning, Solemn Judgment, 7 tools. But it still doesn't mean this card isn't powerful. It's really good in Neteria decks, obviously, because its requirements to synchro are 1 Earth Tuner and 1 or more non-Earth monsters. So that helps with Neterias because most of them are Earth, if not all. And it's really helpful in X-Sabers because almost all their monsters are Earth, unless you might run a Effect Veiler or Debris Dragon in the deck. So first let's look at the cards that helps in Neteria. One card that isn't really played that much, I guess, in Neterias, but I like it myself, is Scrap Beast. It's level 4 tuner and it's Earth, and it allows you to combo with Pineapple to make Barkion. So that's pretty helpful. We also have Neteria Cherry. It's level 1, and if it's destroyed, you get 2 more from your deck to your field. So I mean, it's good in Neterias, of course, but with Barkion it doesn't combo as easily. But say someone Effect Veilers your Bamboo Shoot, and it's pretty much a useless 2000 attack, you can still sync with Cherry and Bamboo Shoot to make Barkion. And also we have Pineapple, like I mentioned before, that combos with Scrap Beast, and if you have any other level 4s in your deck that are tuners, you can sync for Barkion. And last but not least, we have Titania. Titania it works with Barkion because you don't have to negate trap cards at target that you would usually have to with Titania, and you can also protect Barkion with Titania. So it combos really well in the deck. Another deck that I mentioned earlier is X-Sabers, that you can use Barkion really easily. You have Fulham Knight, the level 3 tuner. You sync that with the level 3 non-tuner in the deck, and you make Barkion. Easy as that. Postule is really good with it too, because a lot of people are running Hamster, which I didn't like before, but now that Barkion's out, you can flip the Hamster, get Dark Soul, summon Postule, and have a Barkion with a Dark Soul on the field, which is pretty powerful. Also, Emmer's Blade and Dark Soul combo with Barkion, of course, because they're non-tuners, so you just use the Fulham Knight or Airbellum. And we have Jujutsu Master. A lot of people have been going away from this card, which I understand because 18 defense isn't that big with people side decking Doom Cows and Thunder Kings. But we're seeing the resurgence of Banisher in the side deck now because of Frog Monarchs and other decks that maintain control from using their graveyard a lot. So against anti-meta or other decks that might side Banisher, you can side Juju, have a wall to protect your graveyard so Banisher doesn't mess with it, goes right to the top of the deck, and then just summon the Fulham Knight next turn, sync for Barkion. Then you can just lock down their traps, because anti-meta relies on their traps, and you're pretty set from there. The next card we have is Gungnir. This card, once per turn, you can discard up to 2 cards to the graveyard to select the same number of cards your opponent controls. Destroy the selected cards. The main thing to remember with this card is you don't have to discard 2. So if you read a Starlight Road from your opponent, then just discard 1, hit the monster if you think that's important, or hit the back row if that's important. And then you get your effect off, and they can't use Starlight Road. They still can use My Body if you target a monster, so you have to be wary of that. And the requirements of this synchro is 1 tuner and 1 or more non-tuner water monsters. That makes it a little difficult to get out, but still fairly easy to still drop it. And it's level 7. One of the decks that Gungnir coming out helps is Absolute Zero. Not only can you drop Gungnir easily with Instant Fusion Mariner, with a Diva combo, but it allows you to drop a level 7 Synchro that your opponent has to get off the field before you drop your Absolute Zero. So say you have combo with the Snowman Eater and Debris Dragon, you drop the Gungar against someone, you can save your Miracle Fusion and not have to use it. And once they finally get over your Gungar, you can drop the Elemental Hero Absolute Zero right after that. I really like the Instant Fusion combo because, first of all, not a lot of people are expecting it. So you might make a big push with Miracle Fusion or so. They'll solemn it because you might have 2 cards or 3 cards in hand. And then you can bust out this combo by Instant Fusioning Elemental Hero Mariner and summoning a Diva and getting another Diva. And then syncing for a Gungar. It catches a lot of people by surprise and it's really helpful in the deck. Another deck that gets help from Gungar being released is Debris with Snowman Eater. Debris gets 1 Monster 500 attack or lower from your graveyard to your field, and that's perfect for Snowman Eater, a non-water tuner. So with that combo, that's how you make Auto Gungar. We also have Dandelion and Glow Up Bulb in the deck, and these can be used to discard easily, because Gungar, you need 2 discard targets, if not 1. And then you can discard Dandelion and Glow Up Bulb, and then use Glow Up Bulb's effect to drop a Formula Synchron. So that's really cool in the deck. Next we have Fabled. Fabled Dragon is a level 5 Synchro, 23 attack, and when this card's Synchro summoned, if you have 1 or less cards in your hand, you can draw until you have 2 cards in your hand. A lot of people might think that isn't that helpful because the whole point of Yu-Gi-Oh! Is to have more cards than your opponent, card advantage, and a lot of times you want to have a good amount of cards in your hand and not have to put too much on the board. But the whole point of Fabled is to discard, 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 and you get your effects from that. And then a lot of times the discard effects come on the field, so you drop your hand fairly fast, and Dragon helps a lot because you discarded all that, you have a big field presence, then boom, drop Dragon, draw 2 more cards. We also have Fabled Cruise, and when this card is discarded to the graveyard, select 1 level 4 or lower Fabled monster in your graveyard, except this card, and special summon it. And that effect's really good because, of course, the main thing about Fables is discarding, 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 and then the effects activate. So that's really good. Last but not least, we have Fabled Leviathan, level 10 Synchro, 3000 attack. When this card on the field is destroyed and sent to the graveyard, you can select up to 3 Fabled monsters in your graveyard. Add them to your hand. You're not going to drop this too much, but it's always good to get this effect off if they have a 3000 attack monster, Red Dragon Archfiend, or something of that sort. Suicide, get your Fables back. Pretty cool. Cards, of course, that help this are the Fabled deck. Fabled Grimo, Fabled Raven, Fabled Ruby Ruda, Fabled Kashano, and Snipe Hunter, to me, is a staple in the deck. Because, of course, you're discarding, so once you discard, you get that effect. And if Snipe Hunter hits the target, you get a +1. Really cool. Cards that will help the Fabled deck now or later are Dragonites, Magical Merchant, Caius, Battle Fader, and Stygian Street Patrol. Dragonites allows you to discard, which activate the Fabled's effect, to special summon it, which is really cool. So you have a 22 defense, 18 attack, beat stick on the board with your Fabled effect activated. So that might put a monster on the board, that might put a card to your hand, which is always helpful. It also allows you to be able to drop Gungar with Dragonites and Fabled Raven, and later when Fabled Cerebral comes out, you can drop Gungar like that. So that's really cool. Magical Merchant is really cool with the mill deck variant that Fables are bringing out with Stygian Street Patrol. So you'll mill Patrol, maybe another beat stick for Cruise to discard, so you can drop special summon it. It makes really cool combos. We also have Caius. People run Spy in their builds, Hamster, Raikou. So with those, they're naturally going to have Caius in the deck because it's just a really good card this format. And with Caius, we have Battle Fader, which helps a lot. Because once Samurai comes out, you're going to need a way to slow down the game other than threatening more, which will be Battle Fader. And it's also cool that the Fabled Ruby Ruda is a level 4 tuner, so you can sync for Ragan if you need to. And of course, like I said, Stygian Street Patrol combos greatly with Magical Merchant. Now, while all these cards are really great, the syncers that came out, Gungar, Barkion,